Let's be honest. When you grow up in a world that keeps telling you what you can't do, you start building worlds where you can. And that's exactly what black kids across the globe are doing. Not with bulldozers, not with city permits, but with screens with their thumbs, with imagination, code, and a little bit of stolen Wi-Fi. What looks like a harmless Roblox character to you is a declaration of power from a kid who's tired of asking for it. It's not just fun. It's not just escape. It's strategy. When the real world tells them their nose is too wide, their hair is too wild, their skin is too dark, their voice too loud, they don't argue. They log in and they design a world where all these things are celebrated. They name their characters, they choose their powers, they dress them how they want, they build the homes they can't afford yet, and they walk through cities that don't arrest them on sight. It's not fantasy, it's correction. A correction to a world that keeps mislabeling them. They're not asking for permission anymore. They're writing the rules. Across the diaspora, from Detroit to Lagos, from Port of Spain to Soweto, black kids are learning to code without realizing it. That Caribbean girl designing her Roblox boutique, she's teaching herself UX design. That boy in Accra scripting movement for a battle game, he's learning basic physics and programming logic. That preteen in the Bronx remixing digital avatars, he's building an aesthetic, a brand, and eventually a business. They are learning to create value, to shape how things move, to control outcomes, all in a world where the only gatekeeper is imagination. So you ask, why does this matter now? Because if we don't see what they're doing, if we brush it off as just playing games, we'll miss the most creative shift happening in our community. Let me put it this way. In a system that underfunds black schools, dismisses African innovation, and caricatures Caribbean talent as entertainment, the digital world is the first space our kids can build without being polished. And the minute you realize they're not just users, they're creators, that's when the power dynamic shifts. Let's talk solutions. What happens when we stop treating Roblox, Minecraft, and TikTok as distractions and start treating them like training grounds? What if we build after-school coding centers that teach kids to build games instead of just playing them? Pan-African digital exchanges where Caribbean and African kids collaborate on virtual worlds together. Online platforms that let our youth monetize digital clothing, tools, and content. This isn't about screen time anymore. This is about skill, leverage, ownership. This is how we break generational poverty with a laptop and a spark. This isn't just an African American issue or a Caribbean issue or an African issue. This is a diaspora moment. The US gives our kids the hustle, the Caribbean gives rhythm and expression, Africa gives scale and volume. Together we can build a digital economy that doesn't ask the world to let us in, because we already opened the door, walked in, and started remodeling the whole house. Let's not miss this window. If we miss this opportunity, if we keep treating their creativity like a toy instead of a tool, we'll spend the next decade trying to catch up to something they already mastered. And worse, we'll have to watch somebody else profit off what our children dreamed up first. They're building things every day, from characters to currencies, from fantasy islands to future marketplaces. But what they really need is us. 1, to pay attention, 2, to resource them, and 3, to believe in their ability to lead, even when they're still learning how to type. So before I go, black children aren't looking for escape. They're looking for control. And sometimes the only place they've found it is on a screen that lets them build something nobody can take away. So the question is, are we going to help them turn these virtual wins into real-world wealth? Or are we going to wait until they grow up and have to unlearn everything we refuse to see in them? They're already creators. They're already engineers. They're already architects of something new. Let's meet them there. Let's protect what they're building. Let's teach them to turn imagination into ownership. Let's move.